Hey, what's happening, guys? What's happening? Larry from the Gym Rat Pack back again with another video. And this video is about the arrest of Dwayne Keefe D Davis, the guy who has been arrested for the murder of Tupac a couple of days ago. I'm sure you've all heard about it. Dwayne Keefe D Davis, I'm just going to call him Keefe D because that's what he's known as everywhere basically now. But yeah, he has now been arrested for the murder of Tupac. Now, that it came as a bit of a surprise because, you know, a lot of people are asking why now, because we've been knowing about this for a long time. The police knew about this even before the general public knew about this. And in fact, I'm going to do another video as to why it's happening now, but I'm going to keep this video to is Keith, now that he's been arrested, is he going to implicate Puffy? Because if you remember all the videos that he's done, all the interviews that he's done on Vlad TV, talking about Keefe D, he's implicated Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs, Puff Daddy, Puff, whatever you want to call him, whatever he's calling himself these days. But he's implicated Puff. He said that Puffy gave him $1 million to through another intermediary called Zip to murder Tupac. So it seems like it was just a coincidence that the murder happened on the day that Tupac and the other death row crew, including Suge Knight, beat up Keefe D's nephew, who was Orlando Anderson. They call him Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. Yeah, it seems like it seems like that was a coincidence, but who knows? Because the same night Tupac beat him up, it was then that later on they shot at the car and then they killed Tupac. So if you remember the night of Tupac's death, they were at a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas, and so as I said, they beat up Baby Lane Anderson because he apparently stole a death row chain from one of the death row artists or affiliate artists or death row affiliates that had the death row chain. So apparently Puffy was giving money to people who can come back with one of those chains, which, you know, you're inciting, you know, this nonsense if you're doing that, to be honest with you. So apparently Baby Lane stole the chain off of someone, and so that's why he got the beat down from Tupac, Suge Knight, and the others at Death Row, from Death Row, who were there in Vegas. So Keefe D, as you've heard in numerous interviews, went in the car with Baby Lane, but he claims he was in the front of the car and he didn't shoot anyone, but that there was other cronies, and he mentioned who they are. Obviously one being Baby Lane and a couple of others he mentioned as well. Andre Smith or something, and then someone else. But he mentioned that they shot at Tupac. Well, it doesn't really matter, because even in this country, you've got something called joint enterprise. So if you're involved in a crime, even if you're involved in a murder, even if you didn't actually commit the murder, but you're with the people who committed the murder and you didn't try and stop it, it's like you committed that murder. So we have the same law in the UK. So that's not going to help him. He actually ordered the hit from what he said, actually. So yeah, we know subsequently Baby Lane got killed a while after that, Keefe D has been telling this story to anyone who'd listen and anyone who'd pay him, because he had cancer not too long ago. he might still have it, I'm not sure. But he was expecting, he mentioned on the video how Puffy's doing well and Puffy's not looking after him. So this is what he has to do, basically. So my thing is this: is he going to implicate Puffy now? Is he going to implicate Puffy, like, officially? Do you know what I mean? Because he's been doing so on the videos, on every interview that he's been on, presumably getting paid quite a lot of money for that. Now, is he going to implicate Puffy? Puffy's been going on a bit of a strange one lately, because apparently he has been feeling very generous and has been giving back publishing to a lot of the artists that he used to have. So why is he doing that? Is he got a guilty conscience? Is he trying to make things right? I don't know, but it's quite a strange one from a mogul like him who, for the most part, and from a lot of people who've worked with him, is quite greedy and is not very nice guy to deal with in terms of just screwing you over, basically. I mean, they talk about the bad boy curse, and a lot of the artists that have worked with him are either dead, in jail, or broke. So we all know about the Mace. You know, Mace is not happy. Mace shits on Puffy wherever he can. You know, looks like he's got a legitimate gripe as well. You know, Loon. I think Loon's become a Muslim now. You know, he's got nothing good to say about Puffy. A lot of artists have not got anything. In fact, you know what? I can't remember any artists that have anything good to say about Puffy. It might be, maybe I'm mistaken, but I've not heard of any lately. So yeah, it's quite interesting that now he's giving back all the publishing, which means these artists will now own their own music. They can actually make the bulk of the money from the music again. Why he didn't do that earlier, I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, it does look a bit suspect, but I don't know what to think about the whole Keefe D thing in terms of him, what he says about Puffy giving him money to kill Tupac. Could be true, and probably most likely is true, but you know, when you're talking to, you know, arch criminals who, you know, he was a drug trafficker, and they're saying things to be able to obtain things in their favor. You don't really know if they're telling the truth. Do you know what I mean? So it's a strange one, man. But on the other hand, you know, he was of the impression that he's untouchable. And again, like I said, I'm going to go into another video as to why he thought that and why that wasn't the case. Because he thought he had immunity. And this is why he's been going around for years doing these interviews and talking about the whole Tupac murder and how he was involved and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not the case. But who knows? He probably was. That's what I'm saying. So probably was telling the truth, thinking that he had immunity. So he probably, you know what I mean? The chances are Puffy is involved. The problem they're gonna have though is, can they implicate Puff with evidence? And that's probably gonna be the problem, because, you know, as he said himself, you know, Puffy paid him through an intermediary called Zip, and apparently Zip didn't even get the money to them. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens now in the coming weeks and months of this. You know, obviously he's a cancer survivor. He's 60 years old. He hasn't got much life left. You can see he's not a very healthy guy either at 60. So, you know, it is what it is. But you know, as they say, the chickens come home to roost. And I don't feel no sympathy for him whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just wondering what the Tupac family think about this, and I think they made a statement. And but yeah, I will go into why it's taken so long for them to arrest someone on this. Also, you got to remember that a lot of people that are involved in this murder, you know, perpetrators or otherwise, even witnesses, a lot of them are dead or in jail. So we're talking about Suge Knight. Suge Knight was one of the, actually grazed by a bullet on his head. He's in jail, obviously. I don't think he saw anything, though. Gaddafi, I think, who's Tupac's, he was a relative of Tupac's anyway, but he said he locked eyes on the shooter. He's now dead. There's quite a few people. I think there's other people that were in a car with Baby Lane that are now dead as well. Obviously, Baby Lane is dead. So yeah, but at the end of the day, Keefe D snitched on himself. So it's probably a wrap for him. Do you know what I mean? They gave you enough rope to hang yourself. And like I said, I'll be doing another video as to why he is now being arrested and why it's his own fault because he didn't know the law. But anyway, guys, what do you think about this arrest? And do you think he is going to implicate Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs, in the murder of Tupac officially? And do you think Puffy's going to get arrested? Leave your comments down below and let me know what you think, please.